come to you with cases in the classes so that you learn the practical aspects. Uh, the other thing that I wanted to highlight in today's class is the behavioral aspect that I already have highlighted to you. But a behavioral aspect does not mean that you have to be extremely focused all the time. Nowadays, if you see, there's no fun in today's life. Is there any fun in today's life? Thrill? Huh? Huh? You either a student will say that it is all thrill and no study for me, or all study and no thrill for me. Don't become all study and no thrills for you. So entertainment is a very important aspect, friends, of your life. Not looking at these mobile phones and be very be very divulged towards this social media platforms. That's not entertainment. Entertainment, you have to do and crack some, you have to crack some things, that is knowledge. You're getting some knowledge. You see, YouTube has full lot of things in today's world. Even though a basic platform like Instagram has a educative thing in yourself, so you can gather that information. So whenever you are spending this time with your mobile phone, you have to be very much serious about what are you looking at into. Do keep, if you ask an average student these days how much time you spend on social media, the average time that is there is 5 to 6 hours a day. What is left in a day? If you are spending 5-6 hours in a class and 5-6 hours with in social media, what is left in a day? There's no time left for you. Are you getting my point? So you have to accordingly plan your sessions, plan your activities basically, and then you have to be very much serious with your studies, and make it a concept that there is a real fun in your life also, a calculated fun time for yourself also, that will keep your mind relaxed basically. Are you getting my point? Then let me add on to say that conventional teaching these days are not carrying that importance. What I mean to say is, conventional teaching means the teacher coming to the class and delivering a lecture. There's no interaction between the students and the teachers these days. Are you getting my point? This PPT culture has to go. Are you getting my point? So every time a faculty comes with a PPT is very much boring at times. So you have to be that much. When will the teacher get enthusiastic about coming to a class? When the students ask questions. In these days, if you see, friends, the students do not ask much questions to the teachers. Are you getting my point? So you as the beginners, so next 2 years, what I expect is that you people should have lot of questions for your teachers, so that the teachers are on their toes basically. Are you getting my point? Huh? So I'll stop by saying this much, but I want to hear some questions from you. So another 15 minutes we will have some question answers, and then I'll again come back to my talk, just to give you a break. Do I have any questions for you? Do I have any questions for me? I'll take up my session after 15 minutes, but before that, before that, before that, you have to ask me questions for another 10 to 15 minutes. Then I'll come back to my talk. I have another 15 minutes of time left. But in between, I want to have some questions for me. Yes. Good morning.
So my name is Shruti Raut. So I want to ask you that what was your strategy then? How you managed all studies, and then your how to maintain your CV simultaneously. So how you managed all of them?
Okay, great question. Okay, so I'll address this question accordingly. I had my plans early on in my life. I thought that I'll continue my CA, but unfortunately I failed my foundation exam thrice. So I gave up my 6 terms, because within my graduation only there was, by then the rule that has come is after +2 you can appear for your foundation exams. But I failed it thrice. So I gave up writing my foundation exams and concentrated on my ICW exams, because I was fully prepared with my ICW inter exams, because by then the intermediate exams only asked for graduation. For intermediate there was no foundation. For ICW there was no found. So what I did in my life is I had to make my sessions make my days sessions very calculative. I used to, believe me, I used to skip classes here at BITM and sit back in my hostel and continue my studies. So because I knew that by then the teachers here were not that much informative. I was not learning in the classes basically. I'm very much real to you. Today the things have changed completely for BIITM. And therefore, I can say with utmost sincerity that the things have completely changed for BITM. By then, we did not have great teachers here. So I used to plan my studies at the hostel, and 2 hours of classroom. I used to come to mark my attendance. I had to come to my classes for 2 hours here. Then I used to go back another 2 years, and by then there was no mobile phones, big mobile phones. There were small mobile phones, so there was no social media platforms. Orkut was one, but that I have to access through computers only. Orkut was by then a great social media platform then. So 2 hours of reading, then I used to take a half an hour break. Again, I used to concentrate for 90 minutes, because once you proceed in your studies, lot of doubts come. And that, what I'm saying is serious studies. If your mind is somewhere else and you are studying, that makes no sense. Serious study, break your sessions into halves. 45 minutes, sit with focused mind, then give up studies and go to do other things. So this was my strategy. I used to have very focused time for my studies. 45 minutes I'll read, and then I'll go for fun. I'll go and have my something, doing other things. And then again I will plan my comeback, and again 45 minutes or an hour of 60 minutes of my session. So plan your readings accordingly. Do not sit and read for 2 hours continuously, because during the last phase of your 2 hours you will learn nothing. Are you getting my point? So that's my strategy. I used to focus on my, then I was doing multiple things. I was doing my MBA also. I was doing my cost inter also by then. So I used to shift my gears here and there. To MBA studies, I don't used to give much time, because I knew more of the things were very much general in nature, and I used to manage that. Anyways, during half an hour, 40 minutes of my readings every day, 2-3 subjects were there, and that I could manage. But for intermediate exams, I had 8 papers to clear. So I had to focus on all the 8 papers in order to secure. So I secured 73 marks, and I was ranked 113 in India, basically, for my costing inter. 113, not one, not the topper, 113. But still, I was happy to learn that I was 113 in India, basically. So this was a small success, but I cherished it. So make small study hours, and then plan your day accordingly. And accordingly, because today's the social media is the disruption, keep some time for social media also. But I prefer that if I use that social media time also effectively. So that's my strategy. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, as you have mentioned that you did a lot of readings, so I want to ask, what kind of genre did you read?
Journals.
Genre means business journal.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. No, I had interest in sports only, nothing else. Whenever I used to get my time, I used to read sports article, basically sports article. So I'm great enthusiast of cricket and football. So these two were my greatest dealing time or reading time or fun time for myself. So I used to read that. Apart from that, I was to keep updated with my business newses. Business newses means that time we had Economics Times subscribed by the college to us. So we used to get a Economic Times by then. I don't know now you're getting or not. Okay. So we used to get a Economic Times every day, and I used to struggle with many of the terminologies there. There are so many. If you read Economic Times, I am 200% sure the first time you're reading, you're not understanding anything. Zero understanding. So in order to understand and reading of an Economic Times, you need to prepare for that. How do I prepare this? I used to keep a diary. I can show you one day. I'll bring that diary with me now also one day to you. Every day I used to have 5 words which I couldn't understand from Economic Times, any article, and I used to read them. Even I was not knowing. I teach valuations today, but I was not knowing when those valuations was done long back also for companies. When they used to come together, we used to value the companies basically. But by then I was not knowing what valuation is. I did not know what discounted cash flow statement is. So these were the critical words that I used to find out in a Financial Times or an Economic Times and read about those things. It's difficult. Yesterday, now the methods have changed. Now, if to your astonishment, you will know that the Wimbledon Wimbledon is a lawn tennis tournament that happens in the world, and that is also valued today, that is also insured today. Though insurance hota hai uska, like we have auto insurance, your life insurance and all, now events are also insured. So how do I value what much of the insurance premium should I claim to the trust of Wimbledon so that I can keep those event insured? Are you getting my point? So how to do a evaluation of an event basically? So these were the things that I used to read, which was not very much conventional, that is not required in the book. But apart from that, what do I need to learn? So valuations was one of my course in one of the 50 marks course in my intermediate exam then. So I used to struggle with that course. So I used to read related things. Related things means I used to learn how were startups been valued, how were events been valued, how were the PE funds, the private equity funds, how do the venture capitalist funds gets valued. Because all of this, how does this Swiggy, Zomato, by then there was no Swiggy, Zomato, but there were startups. Flipkart has by then come to our world. So used to value Flipkart basically. What is the and every valuation need to have some basics for it. So we need to understand. I was then also unable to read the advanced things, but basics I used to stand up somewhere and I can speak something on the basics of valuation.
We're
So
privileged that we have Chat GPT right now, so we can use that also.
look, Chat GPT is a very important tool, and I will say that it should be an essential part of your learning these days. Are you getting it? Because it is a time saver. Only thing that I use ChatGPT for is to get a information time saver. But important thing is now Claude says that they are 99.9% accurate with their information. Claude has already published that they are 99 points. So if it is 99 point, why should I waste time in finding a concept? I will go and find it. But reading it and conceptualizing it, because every time it will give you a long list of things to read, but have you inculcated, have you absorbed that thing completely? That's human in nature. That absorption has to come from yourself. Claude will not absorb it for you. Are you getting a point? You absorb a concept and that's what's yours, and then delivering it somewhere. Every time, believe me friends, whatever you read, try to deliver it somewhere. Because moment you start teaching, you are stuck. And if you are stuck, you will go back and again read. That will give you clarity. Are you getting my point? So whenever you read any concept, go and deliver it to your friends. Make small study groups amongst yourself. 5-6 people come together and create study groups and discuss those concepts amongst that study group. Don't feel shy. I may be wrong 5 times, but I'll be right 5 times. So in total, that group will be right 25 number of times if you're a 5-member group. So 25 right things are learned every day within an hour of your discussion. Are you getting my point? That's way how you learn more things. Are you getting my point? So create and do not read only things that are relevant to your conventional learning. No, read it apart from what you have learned in the classes. Read it apart. So that's why I used to have reading for my sports almost every day, half an hour, 20 minutes, 25 minutes used to go to gather my sports information, and then I used to read something like that, which I was unable to understand, but related things, advanced things. If I don't understand, I skip, but I maintain a diary that today I have learned 5 words. Tomorrow, if I cannot do, third day I come back and learn 10 words so that I can make up for my last day. Suppose someday you get a opportunity to see a movie, so you spend that time in your movie, but you have to come down and recover that time basically. So next day I come and learn 10 words from the Economic Times, so that I have a continuity of my 15 words in 3 days to learn. Are you getting it? So make this habit of if you're not learning that, keep a note and write it. And revision is also, I'll share one of my greatest experience, friends. Auditing was one of my, please be seated. Auditing was one of my boring subjects. Auditing I was not liking anyways, because there are so much of things to remember basically. It's not mathematical. You have to remember auditing notes. So what I did, I created, that time we had Dista Kagaj. Do you know Dista Kagaj? Huh? Not notebooks, ITC notebooks that you are using today. We had Dista Kagaj. You used to pin down it with a thread and make it a mota copy. And I used to write and revise my auditing notes every day. So several times, and believe me, I scored 73 in auditing. My mother told, how did you get that much marks? You were failing in the mock tests, because during that time, I had a great Professor P.K. Swai, who used to take auditing for me in the Maharshi College. So he used to give me revision questions, and we used to learn that revision questions and write it many times before exams, reading and writing, then again revising and writing, and then again I had to go and appear for the mock tests. So I used to do that way in order to get my things done. So uh, reading is one thing, but absorbing it, internalizing it, and then delivering it, that's another story, because there where success lies. Are you getting my point? Whether you have done excellent preparation for last 1 year for your CAT exam, but that 2 hours are critical, and for that you have to have that calmness in mind, so that you can go and deliver that. So delivery is also important, because that will give you a good score. Yeah, I hope I have addressed your question. Yeah. Yes.
So good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, I would like to ask, how did you start your corporate life, like your job and working life? How do you
Look,
start that?
look. BITM did not offer me any placements then. To be very true, though, huh? BITM didn't offer me any job that time. So, very good question. Yes, I would like to share some thoughts on that also. So I used to, because please be seated. Huh? So after completion I was jobless, but I didn't want a job because my finals were on my head. So I cleared my by then I was waiting for my finals, so I was studying also. I didn't intend it, but many of my friends got some jobs by their own choices, by their own efforts. They got some jobs. So one of my friend got placed in Mahindra Finance. The office was somewhere in Sahid Nagar and all. So he took me to his manager one day and told that, sir, he is also one of my great friends. So he does well. So I was the class topper here at BITM. So he is a very good. So he is a very good student, and so he will also join us. The manager was happy, good student coming. So I started, and the division that was given to me was commercial vehicles. I have never I have never sold even a small bicycle, toys bicycle, and I was given to sell commercial vehicles. So I had to run all these places in my Joda mining areas to sell, because that's where the demand for commercial vehicles, heavy commercial vehicles are. So I landed up there because my father was a teacher. He had very good connections. So I tried to explore some of his connections, and in almost 2 months I could sell only one commercial vehicle. That's a 8 tire wala jo bada wala vehicle hota. I don't know, Haiwa abhi bolte hain. I don't know what was the name then. So I was able to sell only one vehicle. My manager was so depressed with my performance that he kicked me out of the office after 2 months. He paid me 30,000, and I sold him one car only, one vehicle only. And in the third month beginning, he gave me my pink slip. Very much good performance you have done. You can please walk away from our company. So that was my first job. Then I went on to do. Then I told that this is not my area, because product marketing is a different story altogether. So I I am a finance domain person. Let's go to the service industry and service marketing. So I went to India Bulls. By then there was a broker named as India Bulls. So India Bulls offered me a relationship manager post. What I have to do is I have to sell demat accounts. BIITM से MBA करने के बाद what is expected? Obviously by then I am not telling about it. So I went to India Bulls, and then I got that relationship manager. They were giving me 18,000 rupees. I was so thrilled. Bhubaneswar 18,000, 2005 is a great thing. So I went and I have to roam about and sell my demat accounts. And that was a boring part of my life. Every day you have to walk to a businessman and say that I will handle your trading accounts. Please open a trading account for me. But again, I was given some 10 trading accounts in a month. So that was my target. I did around one or two. Again, in this second month, I got a pink slip from there. I walked away from that that corporate also. Then one of my friend had started a trading in Delhi. So he was one of my friend in Ravenshaw College. He came from Delhi, so he went back after his graduation, and he told me that, why don't you come to Delhi and start? So that was my first real corporate job. I started with Religare. So Religare offered me a research analyst post, and I was, because very intuitive about research, I felt very exciting with that job. So I continued for around 2 years. I was there handling the international equity desk and the commodities marketing for commodities research for Religare Enterprises. between 2007 to 2009 and a half. Then I got an opportunity to join NSE, National Stock Exchange, and there I was given a post of research risk analyst. So you might be knowing that NSE handles almost close to 14,000 crore rupees of business every day, turnover of every day. I was mapping the broker's risk problem. So there was a great dashboard. So I was learning, I was doing, and it was a fascinating job. Then, but what NSE did for me is then he attached me to the marketing team. Marketing team of NSE goes across India to see the problems of the brokers, to verify the problems of the brokers. Now, out of 20 working days, we had 5 days of markets that time. So out of 20 working days, almost 16 days I used to stay away from Delhi. So it was so much of traveling that almost, if you find the average time of work, it was coming around 14 hours a day. So out of 24 hours, I was in office or travel almost close to 14 hours a day. That was so exhausting for me that I thought कि अब भैया अभी तो खाली flight में जाना आना ही हो रहा है. Nothing else I am doing, nothing I am learning. And by then, I was very infatuated with the profession of my father. He was a physics professor at DD College. So सुबह 10 बजे गए ऑफिस, 2 क्लास लिए, around he came back home, had a sumptuous meal cooked by my mom, and then slept for half an hour. आराम से सो गए half an hour, then उठे 3:30 बजे गए class and took a class, back at home 5 p.m. So that was his life. I told Papa, you are earning same what I am earning today. You are working for only 3.5 hours that day. Almost half of the days you are not going. I have to go every day and work for 14 hours a day. And these jobs are, or the profiles are, or the package are same. What is this? So I was infatuated through his lifestyle. So I gave up my job and came and joined IBCS, Institute of Business and Computer Studies in Soha University, as a lecturer there. And from there, my teaching career started. Please speak, we can hear you.
Sir, you have said that you have visited 2 to 3 IIMs and you have also experienced in the XIM University.
Right.
So, sir, what do you feel? What is the difference that IIMs and the regional colleges like BITM, we are under the BPUT, and there is a very different structural approach of IIM is something different, and structural approach under the BPUT colleges are different. And we are spending almost 5 to 6 hours just to qualify the semester exam, which is not industry ready. And if you consider IIMs, their approach is very practical. They are more industry visits and they approach different companies. And from IIMs, they are getting jobs out of the country and national level or international level companies. But if we consider like BPUT colleges, their syllabus is just like in 2000, 2010, that's they are not changing anything. And we are also going through that. And after that, you have said that after the getting the first position in your batch, you are not get any jobs. So getting a gold medal under the BPUT college is also we are not safe in the place of job. So what's your thought about that? What should we focus now onwards? Because 5 to 6 hours of reading syllabus is not okay. We should be practical. And when we are going to do jobs, we don't have any knowledge about the automobile sector, finance sector, and medical sector, and other semiconductor sector, and any other sector. So what's your thought from the no, sir.
Be specific to your question. Yes.
Sir, what is the
I got your point. Please be seated. I'll take his point like this. What is the difference between a student who is studying at IIM and a student studying at BIITM? I'm getting my point. So what pick I can take from his question is that what is the difference? What is the difference between an IIM student and a student at BIITM? I will say that is no difference basically. Only thing that they have qualified is they have done good, extremely good in their CAT exam. They are analytical. Okay, they are analytical and very committed. They are extremely committed. I told you a story. Right at night 1 a.m., group of students sitting in the lawn and preparing for the next day's class shows their commitment. That is absent in our students. When I went to my industry days, believe me, although I come from an English medium school, I was very conservative in my thoughts. I didn't open up in my offices, and that hindered my progression also. That hindered my, so in eastern part of India, by nature only, we are very conservative. We don't open up that much. So first, create a good soft skills for yourself, because what I believe is two C's will help you to get a job. One is content. You must be extremely well read in your content. And second is communications. You have to be extremely good in your communications. If you have these two skills with you, no, there is a job for you. 200% there is a job for you. Yes, you may start with a 5 lakh or a 6 lakh job. A IIM student will start from a 12 lakh job, but after 3 years of hard work, you can also reach up to 12, 15 lakhs rupees of job. Agree my point? That commitment has to be there from your end. These days, what I see is students are not skilled enough to get a job. I got an opportunity, sir, to address one of the leadership of BPUT also, and some state university, like there were Professor Hota from Utkal University, and there I spoke aloud that the course curriculum of Utkal University has to get changed. That's the demand of today. All the faculty members, because there were several 15-16 faculty members from different departments of Utkal University, agreed to my point that the content should change. So that I leave up to the management to take care of your content study. But why to leave up to them? You start your own journey. You have already taken a place in BIITM. Whatever the teacher is teaching, that's your first point of contact. Learn that well. Second is do certifications. Who is restricting you from doing certifications? You have interest in marketing analytics, go and do 2-3 courses on marketing analytics. You have interest in HR analytics, go and do 2-4 where job lies. There are more number of jobs in these analytical fields. So who is restricting you from? That's the point that I wanted to add at my very outset, that go and do, apart from your coursework that you are expected to complete here, go and do certifications of your interests. If you are interested in finance, go and do NISM certifications, go and do your Coursera certifications. For so many of courses are there. So you have to find a place where my interest lies, and then explore that field. If you know all kind of person for that domain, I'm not saying know all for everyone, or every course. You know all for a specific content. Any company that picks up needs that skill, you will be one of the brightest candidate there. So getting job and is not because of any other things than your lacuna. Because of your lacuna, you are not getting the job. But who is restricting to brush up or enhance your lacunas? Work on your weaknesses. You work on your weaknesses. Are you getting a point? And I also want to assure that my BIITM days were different. My BIITMs were the initial days of this. We were the first batch. The college was completely unaware where to go. Are you getting a point? But subsequently, they have got the momentum. They are the leaders of Bhubaneswar's management education now under BPUT. That's a different story, that they're under BPUT, the course curriculum. So who is restricting you from exploring beyond that? That's the course that's been assigned to you, that you have chosen. That's okay. Then go and do more number of value additions to your thing. So that will be enough for you. And believe me, I told you in the very outset that you are the only person who can increase the package of the company, package of the college. The average package is in sole responsibility of students. To increase the average package of any college, the absolute responsibility is not with the management, not with the companies. It is with the student with whom the HR is interacting. The HR should find excellent skills in you so that he wants to take you anyhow. And there comes this want of the management, intent of the management. The management there will go and intervene to get your packages enhanced. We do so. Everywhere I was handling TAPMI's MBA BKFS. I was sharing with Professor Mir that I was handling the MBA BKFS program. Wells Fargo used to come at 14 lakh rupees package, whereas the same student picked up from Accelerate was 26 lakh. I told you this time we are not giving 0 day to Wells Fargo. They had to increase to 22 lakhs. They got 22 lakhs. So, but I had that full confidence on my students that they will perform, and then I had to intervene. Are you getting a point? So, it is your primary responsibility to read and perform well. Then it is the college's responsibility to enhance your or negotiate that contract. Yes, yes. Yeah, please, please. What do you think? A student from BITM can explain the meaning of MBA? Myself.
You know about you have that much of experience, so that I think you will be
Okay, for me, it is a degree only, literally speaking, because I was an enthusiast of finance. So I didn't treat MBA as a full-time course for me. I was inclined more towards accounting first, and then because I got exposed to markets, financial markets, my interest turned on to financial markets next, and that interest infatuated me to stay with markets for long. And till date I read and deliver lectures on only financial markets, basically on both equity, international, and as well as in commodity markets, or nowadays the innovations like cryptos and all. So my research is also inclined toward that. So treat MBA as a degree. It almost teaches us the skills. What basic skills it teaches? When you read an MBA, you learn how to organize yourself, and you learn how to plan things for yourself. You know how to deliver things, because there are so many of presentations. It will take away the fear psychosis from yourself, from your heart. Are you getting a point? So that has to go away through this MBA degree, nothing else. Value additions will be only there when you prepare that course well, you absorb that course well, and that is what you can gather.
Sir, actually, people of India have much more ideas and they don't know how to execute that idea. You are telling about AI through layoff in IT sector, but that is not the big problem. Problem is that many companies of India are MNCs whose background from USA or Europe. The client basically coming from USA and Europe. Now Trump's tariff and many problem were this created the problem about the hiring process of for the freshers, and the company basically focus on experienced candidate. That's the main reason, not about AI. AI is only 5% reduction of job.
Agree, fully agree with you. AI is just 5% because we are not allowing AI to get into. But who has restricted you to get a job? Are you an entry level job? If you get connected with me on LinkedIn, I will every day send you 5 to 6 notifications on freshers job.
Yes.
But that freshers jobs comes with a skill set that you need to develop. Are you getting a point? So my focus is every time in students, I want to see one genuine, unique skills for which the company will pick you up. There's no other things. Only one thing that is required is skill set. If you develop that skill set within these 2 years, obviously there will be a good company for you. Even though you don't get a good company here, 2 years of experience will lead you. I'll cite an example of our first batch. At Exime, we have a course known as MBF, Masters in Business Finance, now renamed to MMSBF, Masters in Management Studies, Business Finance Specialization. Now, I started that course in 2017 when I was at Exime, and we started with 18 students. One of the student is today placed with Canine Islands and is the head of the valuations team, deals team basically, with KPMG in the Canine Islands. Canine Islands is a place where no taxes are levied, like in Middle East. There are no taxes on your income. Are you good? Tax exempted zone. So his average package is close to 1.2 crores now. His package is 1.2 crore, and he is a student of MMSBF. Are you getting a point? An engineer from, I think he was an engineer from these local colleges, Kit Fit, kahin se college engineering kiya tha. So what is required is how much you develop yourself within a given span of time. That will count on your placement, and that will count on your package, basically. Otherwise, nothing else. I believe that student at BITM, if I can go and venture out to so many places with lot of resources now at your disposal, you can explore the world anyways. That time for us the resources were scarce, but we optimized it. Now the resources at your hands are multiple, so you need to optimize it further. Okay, so I hope I have addressed your question. Okay. Okay, she has a question. Do I have time to take? Acha, next session. You can mail me your question. I can answer it. If I have 1 minute time, you can ask, please. We can take the last question. Okay. You can speak. I can hear you. What do you feel? I'm a old professor. Good morning.